Well. Looks like this market cannot make up its mind. It's stuck around here, around the 390s that we're looking at here in the SPY. Will we get around this? Will we crack it here towards the close going to 389? Or will we just kind of hang on there? You guys let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the chat. Let's get into it at the close.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, Joel, talk some sense into me. I don't know what's going on today.
I think the market it's kind of made up its mind. We had a lot of green on the screen early. Market started to fade around 6:30, and then when it came to the regular session, we talked about that. They came in with sellers. They came in. They knocked out the low from last week. Not a good sign. That was 0350, and things were looking really bad when we got to 36.86, 38.86.75. No relevant number there for you, but as always, you get one of those lazy rallies, and it wasn't such a lazy rally. Almost back to the intraday high, and now we just been struggling. We've been struggling since 1 o'clock here. Trying not to close under 3,900. We haven't been under 3,900 since mid-July. So pressure on the index continues. It just took a little bit of time. Bitcoin, we'll get to that in a second. Crude down 17 cents, 86.70. Trying to hold on to that support at 86. Gold down 10.20 at 17.12.40. Silver back under 18. That's kind of flat at 17.88. Not what you want to see for risk assets. Bitcoin finally pierces that 19.5 level. We're down 11.50 at 18.625. And Ethereum, that was showing some hope early in the session. That was up at 7% one time. Now it's only up just a fraction, 0.5%, $7 at 15.43. And in the final 26 minutes here, we're getting closer to breaching 3,900 once again.
Yeah, it's been a troubled day. I mean, let's start taking a look at what's getting hit the most. Let's go towards some of the oil names as they're getting pulled down here. Didn't look too bad in the middle of the day. Started to come back a little bit, but now definitely starting to leak on out here as we are coming on down. Even though the catalyst out there seemed kind of bullish. You're seeing OPEC cut production. I think one thing that was interesting, of course, is kind of keeping on watch what will happen in this oil situation, because this is going to determine a lot of the inflation that we're looking at.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, not a bad day. I mean, bad day if you look at it. Net change down 65 cents for ExxonMobil. From the high of the session, it looks a little bit worse, but if you were looking at your daily levels there, you did get a look at the high from last week. That would be Wednesday's high, also Friday's high, and Tuesday right there. So major area of resistance moving forward. It just looks like, I mean, you could talk supply and demand like we did this morning, but we're not really buying the supply cuts. And if the economy, our economy, we already know what kind of shape Europe is in. There's going to be less demand, and there's still pretty much steady supply here. So there you go. Crude, like I said, down near the low of the move. ExxonMobil hanging in there today, down on the session 64 cents at 94.96. We can go into some new or some other individual issues here at ticker time if you guys want to take a look at something else.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys got names or anything that's on your radar today, definitely throw it on up. We'll try to do our best to get towards it. And we can take a look maybe at the natural gas play as that's falling off the tape, and it just doesn't seem like it's either buy the rumor, sell the news. That's what I'm thinking we're seeing here. Kind of everybody leaned up into the rumors of Nord Stream shut down, and
Yep.
now you're seeing it get the news out there, and it looks like they probably pushed it too much too early.
We're seeing perhaps a new gas pipeline, according to White House Price Secretary. I don't know it, can't confirm or deny that, but there certainly was a catalyst. It's just when the way I try to look at the markets when everyone's looking one way, going one way. Things just don't always turn out that way. And also, I saw something about margin calls. I mean, people levering up ahead of the Nord Stream 1 shutdown not materializing. And, you start to get margin pressure and margin selling, then that's just exacerbates decline. They don't look to liquidate in an orderly manner. They just, if you're getting margined out, man, they're just whacking bids. So, very well could be happening in natural gas.
We'll see what happens in natural gas. Definitely a situation that keeps revolving, and we'll see if it really creates the energy crisis that some people are looking at. And hopefully, we avoid the energy crisis, right? I
Yeah,
mean, that would
Duncan,
definitely be a positive.
Duncan Dave says, Russia has plenty of customers, China and India. They don't need the EU. I don't know how much I'd be banking on China, right? I mean, with the shutdowns that they're having, they're not using much energy. On top of that, you had the earthquake over the weekend too. So negative factors overbearing the supply and demand right now. Real quick, we got a new one. Baylo, Baylo Fairs. That's an interesting name there. Shop till you drop. And did we drop? Did we take out the? Oh boy! Oh boy! Hanging out too long, baby. Hanging out here too long. Did make a new low of the move. How low did we get
Did
there
we?
in the
Great.
shop? Holy mackerel! What did you get to? 2907. That's the bad news. You made a new low for the move. The good news is that you're kind of rebounding off that. So maybe a washout day. Took out everyone that was leaning on those former low of the moves and back up. And right now, I guess you got that line in the sand still's got to be 29. Now move it down to 2907. And Friday's close right there, 3011. It'd be impressive if it could close green on the session.
I think Cathie's playing a game right here. She's trying to catch the 40 because she better hold on. She better hold
Oh,
on.
she
It's
did. I
getting
saw
close.
that. I saw that. It
It's
was
getting
taken.
real close to that 40 price.
Took it out. Well, actual low of the move was 39.79, and it took that out
Yeah.
today, going to 39.49. So undercut it by 30 cents. As far as like the closing basis, where the shop was closing, quite a bit off the low. Cathie's a little bit closer. Going to be posting a new closing low for the move. Down. Let's see here. 2 in a row, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th down session in a row here for Cathie. Light volume though so far. We'll see if it picks up in the final hour. Clinging to that that support. Moved under 40 down to 39.49 now.
And the only thing holding up Cathie today, well, there's a couple out there, but let's go towards Tesla as it's one of our leaders that actually held up today. And now it's just fighting. I think, 270 on the downside is what I'm looking at. You got a couple of cracks there. Even around 268 is kind of more along where I'd be pulling down my view. But below that, I think it could keep cracking above this. Maybe it gets back into the daily range.
It did. It matched last week's low. Let's see how close that was here. If you're paying attention to your daily levels, 66.15, the low from last week, 65.74. Boom, nice pop, green on the session. Probably going to be your leading component of the S&Ps as far as gains on a percentage basis. I see room up to the 280 handle. Friday's high, 82.35. Your high on last Wednesday, 81 and a quarter. So if it wants to get a nice rally going, get back some of these losses from the post split. I'd be looking for it to get above and close above 282.
We'll see what happens there. Let's keep it going in the news out there. Let's see how did CVS trade today? I was going to take a look to see if it was going to get a little bit of some love, and did not get love there.
Which one?
The CVS. I wanted to see what happened with the Signify Health thing, and it just kind of faded down here. CVS was right off of these levels on Thursday or Wednesday before it kind of scooped on up from here. So interesting to watch it pull back.
Headed up in the pre-market, unable to hold it. That psychological 100 triple digits. You got a clear level here for you CVS traders. You gapped up on earnings day. 97.72 was your low. 797.78 your low today. You are rebounding back in the 98 handle. You have to stick with it on the long side. But it seems to get closer and closer, wanting to fill that little gap. I believe that was an earnings gap.
All right. Now, one area that I saw up, at least in industry-wise, was drug manufacturers. And I'm not sure about this play, but Johnson & Johnson, multiple levels, right off of the same levels here. I don't know. How you feel about Johnson & Johnson?
J&J. Yeah. Oh, there's a roadblock of 166.20. Got through it by 2 pennies today. That's impressive. Considering where the market is on a relative basis. Now coming back towards the lows of the session. So not sure if we're ready for a retest of that low of the move. That'd be a double bottom right at 161.35. But maybe a test of 162.01. Still green on today. If in fact you can get above that 166, and not too worried about the other pair of highs, but right now 166 acting as major resistance for Johnson & Johnson.
All right. Now let's get a little positive here. Let's go to Lulu.
How is Lulu? They sold it off earnings. And impressive move today for Lulu. Rejected yesterday, Friday's low, and right back up. Mm-hmm. Interesting here. You're going to pose a new closing high for the rebound, or maybe not. I'd say since earnings, but I've seen this trick before. Friday's high 329.64, but you get your closing high. At least the following day above that, and sure looks like we're going to close well above that 214.17. But that 330, we'll keep an eye on that over the next couple days. 330, that will lead you up to the high of the move. A failure 330 here, and or a weak market, and you got a lot of room on the downside here. Couldn't quite really didn't even come close to filling the gap from earnings. So even though they sold it off Friday, someone's reading the Friday earnings report today and liking Lulu. Let's see if he can push through 330. As we speak, S&P is getting a little allergic to that 3,900 level, threatening to go below it. Now threatening to go unchanged. 24.50 was your close from Friday's session, which seems like a long, long time ago.
All right. Now, a lot of eyes will be on, of course, Apple tomorrow, as it came down today, but of course has the investor meeting tomorrow. A lot of people will be watching this. A lot of news headlines will probably be coming out about the new iPhone, even though, have they even come out with anything new?
I don't know. I watch it.
New hardware, new product, but really, is it a new product? Really? I mean, come on, let's just be honest. They've been selling you the same phone for the last 20 years, but you keep buying it.
New low of the move, new closing low for the move. Not quite yet to that 50% retracement, which the market has done, and then some. Trying to remain unchanged on the day. Actually up a few pennies now. Well, let's see. No, what do we got? We're down. No, we're not up a few pennies. We're looking at the 15-minute. We're down $1.33. So at alpha of buying ahead of the event, I think market forces working a little bit against it this time.
One thing that I'll keep on watch is that there was a part where Apple was talking about using their own chipset, right? But this probably isn't the case here with this iPhone release. You probably hear mentions of the Snapdragon X65. Of course, the Snapdragon X65 would be a QCOM chip. And so pay attention to maybe you see some lift also come into QCOM when they release that information. Just something to keep on watch. All right, let's keep going. Let's get out of Apple. One that I'm looking at holding on for dear life for a long-term trend that I think is important is the Mr. Softy. Have you seen this chart lately, Joel? Looks like
Not
it's just
looking.
holding on for dear life.
Yeah, your second big component in the S&P is your right now as we speak is your biggest loser today. Uh, Nothing in here. Let's see. Were you able to get green on the session on this one? Yeah, you spent a little time in the green here. But boy, strong down day. One low at 250. I can't say there's any really good support in here, and the resistance this one just didn't hit any levels, any relevant levels for me today. Maybe look tomorrow's session. We'll be keeping an eye on that close to end the week at 56.06. Your next daily low, if you think this is the bottom, you're probably going to lean on only one one low in the area. That was right near 250, and that was on July 26th. It was actually 249.57.
Yeah, to me, this is a really long-term trend, and Microsoft has been towards the upside, and I'm really talking long-term monthlies, and that seems to me like it's starting to get in danger to crack a little bit. Move back below 250 would get me concerned here as you're seeing the long-term trend change in Microsoft.
Bunching up, bunch of lows in the same area, but wow, that June low way down at 241.51. Not much in there. 51.94 the low for the day, as I said. If you're taking a poke here, you probably would have to lean on that 49.57 low from August 26th.
All right, so someone wanted to talk about Snowflake kind of filling in some of the gap there from the daily chart after their earnings. Will they fill it completely?
Mm, yeah. Oh boy, these are such tough moves. Quiet day. A new low. Didn't relative strength holding up last week's low. Boy, oh boy. I mean, you do got the gap fill. I think I'd be more comfortable at the 162 area, 169, 198 is where you gapped up from. But holding in here, not an inside day, but Snowflake hanging in there. We got to keep a close eye on 178.30. That splits the two highs from Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, we'll see what happened on out there. Let's go into some other stocks that are being mentioned out there. It looks like someone wants to talk about Pinterest. I haven't talked about this one in a while.
PINS. Let's take a look.
No, I've been focusing on see what was going on with Snap, which is turning back around, but Pinterest is what we're talking about.
Yeah, 24, 24, 24. Hit that 4 times in the last couple weeks. Haven't heard anything from who is it, Elliot, or they've been active in this one against the pops.
Elliot.
Yeah, $24. That's just a major roadblock. So I'd have to say path of least resistance lower, and then till you can prove that you can take out 24. 3 lower highs in a row. On a positive note, closer to the, on a kind of in a week tape, you're closer to the highs for the session than the lows. So that's a positive there for pin interest.
All right, one that I've been seeing fall really fast, and I'm wondering what to probably do with it. If will it kind of get a reversal or not? Is Verizon and T-Mobile, not T-Mobile and AT&T. Those are the two that are falling really off the tape here. And the reason I was looking at these is that I was looking at T-Mobile's turnaround, and I was talking with in the chat there, Frenchie. She's been watching T-Mobile for a turnaround also. So T-Mobile started turning around today, and you've seen Verizon and AT&T continuing to take out lows.
T-Mobile, that has been the strongest of the stocks by a wide margin. Just undercut Friday's low, but back above it now. Only cut it by a little bit more than a quarter. Way off Friday's high. Not an inside day by any stretch of the imagination, but two lows in the same area. We'll be keeping an eye on 43.34 tomorrow. That's a buck away. That's $2.50 lower than Friday's low. But not a bad day. Verizon, I think they increased their dividend today. Got a little bit of a pop. Couldn't even get near Friday's high. Gonna have a double close on this one. On Friday, we ended the week at its lowest close for the week, 41.30. And besides the chopping around and everything, lower by a few pennies. AT&T always going down. Loses 17. What was this low back here in December? Low back in December, 1662, 1681. Your current low, trading on the low of the session in AT&T. Comcast, CMCSA, same new low for the move by a wide margin.
All right. Not going to get into that. I know that some people are talking. There's a lot of talk in the kind of Twitter space and kind of vintage space on Fubo. Just going to mention that, and we'll move on from it. We'll see what happens with there. Now, I did want to take a look at some other stocks that you guys probably are kind of keeping on watch. So lately, I've been taking a look, and I saw CarMax just humbled today. So CarMax, Carvana, these stocks are definitely starting to fall off as we're starting to definitely see kind of the demand go away, right? I mean, the used vehicle inflation, it just seems like it's going away, and no one's probably buying up these vehicles anymore, especially after when you had all the time to get it at low interest rates. Now interest rates going up, and it looks like CarMax is starting to struggle.
Yeah, new low. For the recent downslide by a big margin, that's not a good sign. What you're hanging your hat on here is 84.37, your June 16th low, 84.40 today. So look both ways on that one. If it can hold, perhaps rally back up. Long ways away from the previous day's high. If not, you finally cracked that 84.50 area. More room on the downside, and your monthlies don't give you too much to be happy about there. This one, as I said, this one been holding up. Your Carvana is just Carvana. Boom, nearly 60 a few weeks ago. Back at 30, just below the area where the move at the last leg of the move emanated from. So maybe you find a few days of just making a low like around 30 and a quarter, build a little bit of base, but you have rallied nicely off that low. So three lows in the same area. Can't really call it 30 because the other two lows were 30.36 and 30.39, but undercut today and back above. So new low for this recent slide, but not a bad looking close.
All right, let's go towards one stock that I wanted to take a look at. I did see in the chat they wanted to take a look at GE, and that caught my attention. So we can take a look at it. I mean, this stock it can't hold up. It just can't hold up.
No,
Even they did the split. I mean, the split was on August 6th in 2021, and still hasn't done anything since then.
No, new low for the recent slide here. Basis the dailies back above it. So that's the negative news is it made a new low from last week. The good news is, at least for now, it's still above it. So respect the pair of lows is 71.14, 71.23. 72.64. That's a current high for the session. I don't know, just selling pressure since this got up at 81. moved well with the market. So if you're looking for this one to move back up, man, you better hope for some stability in the overall market. This rally to distance ourselves away from 3,900 is not exactly working out the way the bulls want.
I don't even want to be known as the Fubo man, easy Mike. But
Fubo!
UAL. Let's take a look at the airlines. This is the sneaky one here, sneaking up towards the close.
Yeah, good day. Good relative strength, holding the previous day's low up a $1.23. Very important area for you traders to keep an eye on. You UAL traders, 36.73 is your high in today's session. Going back further back to the 29th and 30th, two other highs right just below that area. Is it too early to call the triple top? We'll see, but that would be the key for a leg higher here in UAL to bust into the 37 handle. Sellers are re-emerging here once again, targeting a close below 3,900. We're right there right now, traded down 24 handles at 30. We'll just call it 24 handles at 3,900 and a quarter.
All right, and one last one in this kind of similar space. We can do Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCLH. Keeping an eye on these. Keeping an eye on these cruises.
Double
What's going to happen?
Yeah, 1285, 1286. So can't complain about that. On a relative straight basis, holding up above the low from last week at 1238. So building a little bit of base there, closing in the closer to the high than the low, or pretty much in the middle. So there's a ray of hope. Not making a new low for the week. Carnival Cruise Lines, 972, 971 and 972. The lows from the highs from the last two sessions. So that's when you get excited about the upside in this one. If you could get above those pair of highs. On the downside, you did undercut the low from Friday. Couldn't get to the low for the week. So a little bit of relative strength here for CCL. Maybe the crude oil's coming down is helping a little bit. So that's it's looking okay. RCL, Royal Caribbean, matching ranges there for the most part. Trading actually up on the session. So if you want a leader and you're long, keep an eye on the RCL.
All right, we'll sneak in one, and then we'll take a look at the overall market. And it looks like we might not be able to hang on to that 390 on the SPY. We'll see here. It's fighting right now.
It is. It is 3,900 in the S&Ps. Bulls stepped up there once again, trying to trim the losses in the session. We just have to be aware that we did make a new low for the week, and we're making a new low for the closing sign. So that's not a recipe for a rally. Just a little bit of buy-in going into the close. But as I said, still a new low for the recent slide and a new closing low.
All right, ENPH is another sneaky one up today, up almost 5%. So solar is actually up, the only industry I have up in technology.
Trying to stay above that gap area, right? Double gap area. So just hanging out after a pullback, really not much of a pullback from over 300, the 270 handle, but exhibiting a lot of strength here. You could just see what you need to do for another leg higher. All these highs in the same area. Let me get my bar out here. And that's your major resistance going all the way up to 307 and even a little bit closer here, folks. This 296.5 area. You did get through it going to 97.99 today, but backing off some $5 off that high for the session. All right, we're closed, and we're able to close in the 3,900 handle. So I guess that's our good takeaway for today.
We'll see what happens. I'll definitely have you back on tomorrow, Joel. And like always, guys, keep up with us right here on Benzinga. Like always, this is where you guys get the market information, some kind of trading outlook, right? Like kind of picks that we look, the view that we see. And always getting the guys like Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick, their experience. And like we try to do on Stock Market Movers is get to the experts. That's what we try to do here on Benzinga is keep you guys in the informational edge. Like always, hit the subscribe and the thumbs on up down below. And let's wrap it on up for today and get back to the markets tomorrow. It looks like we're battling right here around the 390s. We'll see tomorrow. Do we get towards the 385 or back on up towards the 395? Let's find out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like always, keep working on those skills.